let's say you've got any made up function. Let's just say this function here is f of x. If you ever forget the difference between f of 2x, say, and an f of a half of an x, try to think of it like this. This here is your new function. You've got to decide. Well, when x is 1, where will this be? Where would the new function cross when x is 1? So you put the 1 into here, and then 1 times 2 is 2. So you know you've got to get f of 2 of the old function. So f of 2 of the old function would be here. So you are in effect moving from here to here. Okay, and then look at it like this. Well, when x is 2, you put it into here. That would be you stealing f of 4. Okay, so what was 4 here? You would then move it to this place here. So you can see it's moving inwards. So even if it's on the negative side, let's say you've got to decide what goes. Well, when you put negative 1 into here, it would be 2 times negative 1. That would be negative 2. So it's you getting f of negative 2. So f of negative 2 is here. So it's you moving from here to here. So you can see from here you're moving inwards here. From here you're moving inwards here. From here you're moving inwards here. Now let's look at this thing here. Let me clear this. Now we want to investigate f of a half of an x. If you ever forget, then try to think of it like this. You've got to decide where the new function crosses when x is 1. So you put this 1 into here, and then you can see half times 1 is you getting f of half. Half times 1 is a half. So what was a half? F of a half. F of a half was here. So you are moving it to here now. Okay. Now look at it when x equals 2. When you put this 2 into this thing here, it will be you finding f of 1. So f of 1 is here. So you are moving it here. So you can see the arrows. The arrows are going outwards. So here, when x is 3, you put this 3 into this thing here. It will be 2/3. It would be 3/3. It would be 3 halves. So that would be 1.5. So 1.5 of the old one. One is here. 1.5 is here. So it's you moving this point out to here. So you can see things are moving outwards, and it's even true on the negative side as well. Hang on, a half of an x here. If you ever forget, let's put negative 1 into here. So that would be you in effect stealing what was minus a half. So what goes on the one line here would be what was a half from the old function. Well, a half is here, 0 is here, negative 1 is here, so negative a half would be here. So it's you moving from this point outwards here. So you can see it's moving outwards. Okay, let's try 4 then, negative 4. So the new function must cross somewhere on the negative 4. So you put this negative 4 in this thing here. That would be in effect, well, negative 4 times a half would be negative 2. So what goes along this line here would be f of negative 2. So f of negative 2 here, f of negative 2 is here. So you can see what was here, you would then move it across to here. So you can see the patterns that everything's moving outwards. Okay, so if you ever forget, then try to think of it like that. Okay.